is there
I
anything
think
that Ethiopia should do from learning from the past two attempts?
Yeah, really, I think that Ethiopia is doing very well. The prime minister, I think, is a very, very smart man. He's someone who has learned. Can you imagine me? I know what is going on. So can you imagine that the prime minister doesn't know what is going on? I think he knows what is going on. He knows very, very well what is going on. He knows the history. He's a very, very smart man, even when you look at the speech which he gave at the 35th ordinary session of the African Union, this year in which was in March. I think it was in March or April, somewhere there. You could see in the speech which he gave that he's very much aware of history. He's very much aware of the future. He's very much aware of what is going on when he spoke about forces which are against, Ethiopia, and then he said that he saw how it was important that Africa stood behind Ethiopia. That if it was not for Africa to stand behind Ethiopia, Ethiopia would have been consumed. So he is very much aware. And then one of the things he suggested was the formation of a media house, our own media house, to put out African, information, so that we are not, because he said that we are being attacked by calculated, pieces of information that are being put out by some media systems. So it shows you that he's at par with what is going on. He knows the history of imperialism. He knows the playbook which they are using. And the end definitely is going to be that imperialism is going to be defeated. I'm very, very much confident, with that. And so far, the prime minister has really played in the same way I expected. I remember when we had these conversations on TPLF, people were angry. Even the normal movement to a certain level was angry with the prime minister and the moves he was making. They were saying he should go and crush them, And I said that I think we need to be a little bit patient with the prime minister, because I think he's making certain moves and he's avoiding certain things. And I remember it turned out like that he was making certain moves, to see, the reaction of these imperialists who want to attack Ethiopia. Because, you are playing on the international stage, you are playing on the African stage, you are playing on the regional, on the African stage, and on the international stage, you see. And then you have, again, to answer to your people, who is the normal movement and the citizens of the country. So you have to be very smart. You have to have very smart advisors. And I'm really happy, I'm really happy with how he has played, even up to today. So when this issue came up that one of the countries in the region, is sponsoring the Tigray rebels, I said, I think we need to be careful before we react, we either negatively or positively to this news. We need to step back a little bit and reflect. We don't need to immediately react to this news. We need to step back and look at the information, who's putting out that information. Okay, and this is one of the things where I think the normal movement had succeeded, because it was very careful about information, any information that is coming out. The normal movement, I think it was really, really doing a very good job. They were scrutinizing the information, who's putting out the information, because people have understood imperialism. They have understood neocolonialism, how it is playing. There's nowhere where the United States or Europe now can hide to attack countries. There's nowhere where Macron can run. Now he's running around, that he's going to Algeria to beg. People know that he's going to beg for gas, because Algeria is producing gas. They are running to Morocco. They are running to Nigeria. They are begging now. But when we have been asking for, investment, to invest, real investment, to invest in our infrastructure so that we can develop our oil fields and gas fields, they did not give us all this, but they are jumping around it. So, but people have understood. You see, when Blinken went to South Africa, the minister of foreign affairs, Mrs. Pando, she rejected immediately. he was talking about things, telling Africa what to do. She stood and told him that we will not accept this, and we will not accept a bill 7311, HR 7311 that is being passed in the United States, a bill that decides where the United States decides for Africa which friends should be, Africa should talk to. Africa should not talk to Russia, combating Russia's activities in Africa. So all these things, they add up to what? They add up to the fact that people have understood, to a certain level, the playbook, and that is why it is not succeeding. So Blinken, when he went to South Africa, he gave his empty speeches, which I would call nonsensical, empty speeches which have nothing to offer Africa, nothing. They have nothing to offer Africa now. So, and the Africans know that, we know that already. So he met a lot of resistance. He went to Rwanda, a lot of resistance. He went to Congo, a lot of resistance. So even the Africans who have been for a very long time sellouts, I've realized that the African people are tired. Okay, they are tired of this, dictate. They are tired of these dictates, and we want to live dignified lives. So I think the end is predictable. The end for imperialism is predictable. People have been predicting. Many people have been predicting that the West is declining, and of course it is. And the decline is because of the emergence of other nations. We can talk of BRICS. We can talk of the fastest growing economies in the world for the last period have been in Africa, and Asia, China, and the re-emergence of Russia. Now we see, so it has to decline because now the other people of the world are sharing in the wealth. Okay, so the end, we all know what is going to happen, that they're going to be defeated. They are going to be defeated, like I said, in the third round, which they are trying. Still, they are not going to succeed, because in the third round, they wanted to divide the people, but the region, to break up the region, so that the region which has in the first round, it stood behind Ethiopia to defend Ethiopia, so that the region can now distance itself from Ethiopia, so that they can now attack.
Thank you, Kwame. Really, okay. Those of you who have been here with us since we started, Kwame talked about the book of the same name. By the way, you share the same name with your leader, or this Pan-African leader, Kwame Nkrumah. This is the book that I got, so I really can't wait.
Can you put the first? Let me see the other side.
A hardcover. So just a second. This is I don't know if this is really from the library, but it has this, or it's from the book. It has a map of Africa, and I really, neocolonialism, the last stage of imperialism. Kwame here,
Nkrumah,
our friend. But you also have been telling me about these books. I can't really wait to get. I started it actually, but yeah, it's really nice, and I love the start already.